Good evening, everyone. Hello, Sharon. Hi, Cynthia. Hey, Lisa. How you ladies doing tonight? Good evening, June. I am going to try and find my video in my feed here. I'm doing good, Lisa. Doing good, ladies. Okay, I found myself in the feed, so that's a good sign. Okay. Good to see you, ladies. Karen, you made it. Yay. Welcome, Karen. We are just getting started here. Just checking everything. You guys hear me okay and everything sounds okay? Okay. Give me a thumbs up if everything sounds okay and looks okay, and we'll get started. Hey, Kim. So glad you made it. So, who is stamping with me tonight? Anyone stamping with me tonight? All right. I like to know if people are stamping because then I have a sense of pace. Okay. Let me know if you are stamping tonight. And for those of you just popping on, please say hello so I know that you're there. Lisa, I assumed you were going to be stamping for sure. That's okay, Karen. You can always improvise. The good thing about having a card recipe is you use what you have, and then if it doesn't go so well during the class, you can always rewatch the video and redo it after when you get a sense of what I'm doing, because I am going to be doing sort of a funky card thing, but it's not hard. It's just, but I think you have to kind of see it, so that's why I thought we would be doing it together. Oh, Cynthia, I'm sorry. I wish you could have done it, but you can always make one after. Good, Lisa. I'm glad you're stamping. I kind of assumed you would be. Okay, we'll get started. So let me turn you down here. So let me just go over a couple of updates before we get started. And we'll see what happens. So let me get my notes so I don't forget. So first of all, the exciting thing is our cut and emboss machine, our new exclusive cut and emboss machine is now available today, beginning today, September 1st. Can you believe we're in September 1st? And so this awesome machine is now available. And let me just grab my book. This is the actual catalog that shows the machine. We will be getting a mini, and that is going to be coming later in the year, towards the end of the year. We've had some issues due to COVID on the delivery of that, but our stamp and emboss machine is now available to customers. So if this is something that you're interested in, I have to tell you, I love mine. It's compact, it's sturdy, it goes through like butter. I mean, it's just so easy. The plates drive through so easily. It's not a struggle. You don't have to have a lot of strength to use it. It's really awesome. And when you order this, you get everything that you need to use it, all the plates that you need to use it. Now, another plate that's available today that's in addition to that, let me just show you that, is our magnetic plate. And we, as demonstrators, weren't even able to get this. And this wasn't even supposed to be available today, but they got them in. So now, if you want to order the magnetic cutting plate to go with it, you can certainly do that. And that's something I love because it really keeps the dies on there when you're cutting. So that's one update I wanted to let you guys know. And let me get... And now, beginning today, we have a new starter kit promotion. Now, for those of you who are familiar with Stampin' Up, you know that the best deal in the book is always the starter kit, signing up. So for $99, you get $125 worth of free product. You get a paper pumpkin kit. You get a business builder package, literature pack that's valued at $50. The paper pumpkin is valued at $22. And you get so you get all the forms, everything you need, and you get to pick $125 worth of product for $99. Well, beginning today, Stampin' Up has added an additional bonus promotion, and what you're going to be able to get is they are also adding 2 stamp sets to the starter kit. So you're going to get 2 stamp sets. You're also going to get 2 sets of cardstock and envelopes, so you can start making cards immediately in 2 different colors, Granny Apple Green and Coastal Cabana. And the stamp sets are Queen Anne's Lace Stamp Set and So Much Love Stamp Set. And you're also going to get a package of Rhinestone Basic Jewels. This is in addition to what you get in the starter kit. So the value is well over $200, I think it's well over $250, and you pay $99. So if you were going to place an order and spend $99 or close to it, this is the way to go. The other thing I will say is there is, Stampin' Up is a soft sell company. They don't pressure people to sell. If you want to just join to be a discount shopper, we welcome discount shoppers, and I would love to have you on my team. So if this is something you're interested in, now's the time to do it, and just in time before the holidays to get your holiday projects. And then once you join, you immediately start getting your discount on every order that you have. So it's a really good deal, and it's even better beginning today with the special that we're having. And another update, just to let you know, is our clearance rack has been refreshed, which means that Stampin' Up has added retired product to the clearance rack, which is up to 60% off. You can find that by going on my website on my online store and just click on sale or clearance rack, and you're going to see all different products. There's a ton of paper, ribbons, rhinestones, embellishments, all kinds of stuff out there. I will say that some things have already sold out and it just went live today. So things do go fast, but there's a lot of product out there. There's some punches. There's the Starburst punches out there, which goes really good with our 2-inch circle punch. It layers perfectly. It was like a keystone in my craft room. So lots of good things out there. So check that out on my website and just click on sale or clearance items. And the last thing I want to remind you of, that my 12 weeks of Christmas series is going to be starting this month. And I have the information. It's actually going to be starting next week. And it's going to be on my YouTube channel. So if you are not a member of my YouTube channel, if you haven't subscribed yet, please go and hit the subscribe button so you'll get notified. Hit the little bell so you'll be notified of updates. And that is going to be 12 weeks, strictly Christmas. I'm going to be doing Christmas cards, projects, so that you will be all prepared to send out your Christmas cards when the holidays get here. So, and before you know it, it'll be here. So, okay. Are you ready to stamp? Let's get started. Any questions before we get started? Yes, Karen, you can use your Forever Fern. It doesn't matter what you use. In fact, here's the card that I created doing this this card fold. Okay? And I used the tag topper, scallop tag topper punch. And we have, I think, three or four tag punches in our catalogs right now. But I use this one. I'm going to use this one again. But I did change it up for this. I actually created another one, and I'm going to do this one for you tonight. And look at this. What do you think? Do you like it? So tonight I'm going to do the snowman. But you can do whatever you want to do, okay? It doesn't, you can just, as long as you have the card design, you're going to be okay, and you can create and decorate it any way you want. So, let's get started. So, the card base that you are going to need is 5.5 by 8.5. Okay, so get your card base out. Okay, and you're going to need your trimmer or a scoring. We're going to do some scoring. Oh, actually, before we do that, I want to do one thing. What I want you to do is I want you to put it on the 5.5 edge on the bottom. Put it on your grid paper, or what we're going to do is we're going to go over 1 inch. Okay? And what I want you to do, hang on, let me get my little marker. I'm going to actually use a colored pencil. Are you guys with me? And what you're going to do is you're going to go over to the 1 inch mark, and you're just going to put a little mark there. And this is on the 5.5 side. Okay? So mark your paper at 1 inch. Then you're going to flip it top to bottom, and you're going to do the same thing on the back side. And that's just going to be the guide of where we're going to use the punch. Okay? So 1 inch on the 5.5 inch side. flip it over and do 1 inch. Okay? Then what we're going to do is you're going to take your punch. Now, our punches have these openings right here, and they're this one I believe is 2 inches wide, and the way that Stampin' Up! Does it is that you can just put a 2-inch strip in there and you could do your scallop tag punch easily. But we are going to be putting 5.5 inches in, which is why I wanted you to mark your paper. So we're going to put this in, and you're going to pull it all the way back, and make sure you pull it all the way to the back of the punch. Okay? And you're going to go, and I'm going to try to show you where you marked your paper. That needs to be right where the metal is. That's where it needs to be on your punch. And that's just a guide to make sure that we are going to be even on both sides. Okay, and then you're going to punch. And you're going to pull it out. And you're going to flip it to the other side where you have your mark, and you're going to do the exact same thing. And this is how we create the tag piece. And just make sure, again, it's already in, all the way in. Okay? And when you get it all the way in, you punch. So it should look like this. Okay? Let me move this. Everybody with me? Lisa, are you all set? Okay. So now you're going to get your trimmer out. Let's take your scraps out of the way. I'm going to show you how easy and fun it is to make this card. So what you want to do is you want to bring the paper in where it's cut right up into the slot where the cutting mat is. Okay? Because what we're going to do is we're going to cut these tabs off. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to bring it, make sure that it's right in the grid where you want to cut. So I have the grid showing all the way to the top. Bring your cutter down, and you're going to feel it clunk, because that means it goes in the hole. That means it's set, all set. And you're going to bring it up and remove. It really is that simple. Okay? And then you're going to do the same thing on the bottom. You're going to go bottom up, and you're going to go up to the hole where it stops. And it literally will just come apart. Make sense? Then you're going to turn it around, and you're going to do the same thing on the other end. So basically, we're taking the tabs off because we don't need them. Okay, so you're going to find that. Make sure it's right where you need it. Cut down. Well, didn't quite get it all. You can almost feel it go in the track, and then bring it down. And this way you're going to go up and remove it. Okay? So then it should look like this. It really shouldn't matter how deep the scallop is, Karen, because what you're going to do is you're just going to, whatever type or whatever your punch looks like, you're just going to go up to it. This one is, let's see, let me get my ruler. Mine is 2 inches. Yeah, it's 2 inches wide because it fits that punch perfectly. But it really shouldn't matter, Karen. You're just gonna cut the tabs off up to whatever punch it is that you're using. Lisa, are you all set? Okay. The whole idea is to just have some kind of a tag hanging off. So whatever kind of a punch you have, I guess you need to add that to your wish list, Karen. Our tag punches are the bomb. They're really nice. So basically, it's still going to be 5.5 inches wide, okay? We're still at the 5.5 inches wide, and the tag is 2 inches. That's hanging off. So this is 2, and it's still at the 5.5. All set? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we need to score it. Remember, I told you we're going to score it at 3.5. So 3.5 is right there. So score it at 3.5. And then one last thing I'm going to do, and I'll show you why. Because I want these to connect, I'm scoring this tag right here. So I'm going to put it in there right where the track is. I'm going to bring the scorer, and I'm just going to go over it where the score line is there. And if you don't have the scoring machine, you can use a bone folder or whatever, because I want these to be able to connect. And that is literally all you need to make the card. So then what you're going to do is you're going to fold it. Oh, now this one, this one actually scored differently. Let me see here. Hold on. And do this one. You know what? It scored at 2.5 once you cut it. I scored it first when I did my other 2, and it came out this way. So I'm going to ask you to take that score out, and all you do is go like this with your bone folder. Let's do it at 2.5 because I want it to look like that. Okay? I scored mine before I did any of the cutting, and this time I didn't. I guess it made a difference. So let me go to 2.5. Sorry, guys. Do a 2.5. I think it'll look nicer. I mean, you can do it either way, but I like to have this opening over here. Let me see if that works better. There we go. Still not exact, but that's interesting. All right. But there you go. Yeah, I love the Fold 2, Sharon. It's really cool, and I've made 2 of them, and I've had no issues with it. And this time it's really interesting because it's almost like it's going a little bit different than, I'm wondering if it's 3. I'm really messing my paper up here, but I'm going to try something. Hang on. There's no, it doesn't matter because the fold is the fold. It's really a neat fold. Let's see. I'm going to go with 2.5. Let's go with, that's 2.5. 3. Yeah, that's interesting. Came out a little bit differently. I scored first on both of mine, and I had no issues with it. So I'm going to look at this. So this one is scored at, you know what it's scored at 4.25 from the edge, from over here. Oh, you know why? Let's see. 4.25 is right there. Yeah, it's just off just a hair. Hang on. I need to figure out why it's different. Yeah, it's 4 1/4 from the actual left side. I guess I should have actually just did mine first because let's see, 4 1/4. I'm playing. I probably messed you guys up. You can keep it the way you had it. It's going to be all right. There we go. I did score it at 3 1/2, but I did it right after I cut the paper. So apparently that makes a difference. All right, are you guys all set with your scoring? Did yours come out okay? All right. So now you have your layers, okay? And I don't know if you put 1 or 2 layers on because you can do 2 layers. So let me get my pieces. I am using foil this time, and I'm going to put the foil on there. And then the foil is 2 3/8 by 5 1/4, this layer. So if you're going to do 2 layers, well, if you're going to do 1, it would be 2 3/8 by 5 1/4. If you're going to do a second layer, like I'm going to use DSP on top of that, it's 2 1/4 by 5 1/8. Now on my other one, on this one, I only did 1. See, I just did the 1. But on this one, I'm doing 2 layers. So if you're doing 2, the bigger one's going to be 2 3/8 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. Go ahead and embellish your top. Okay. And I am using the, what is this? Snowflake Splendor paper pack. This is beautiful paper. And this is 2 1/4 by 5 1/8. You know what I think I did when I made this card? When I made this, this was the second piece, and I wonder if I didn't measure it correctly when I started. That might have been my issue, but it's okay. Okay, so go ahead and embellish it. Put your layers on. This is your focal point. And what I did is I did the trees. This is the set I'm using. Snow Wonder. I love this because it looks very vintage. And I love the way the stamps stamp. And I actually am using the Misty Moonlight. So the paper I'm using is Misty Moonlight. And I stamped the trees in Misty Moonlight as well. Okay. And I actually glued those down, okay, up here. I did not put any dimensionals on those. So go ahead and embellish your focal point. Now on this one, that I made, I stamped the snowman in Memento. But this time, I changed it, and let me get it, my piece, hang on. And I actually stamped him in the same color, and I like it. What do you think? But before I put him on, I'm going to do a little coloring. So if you have anything that needs to be colored, go ahead and color it. And I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight blends. I'm using the light and the dark. Are you guys coloring it at all? And I'm actually going to do the hat in Smoky Slate. I'm going to do the berries. Lisa, how are you doing? Karen, how are you doing? Don't want to color that in. Are you ladies doing okay? You're playing with the leaves? You doing okay, Lisa? How did yours fold come out, Lisa? Did it come out okay? And I'm going to use the magic tonight, ladies. I'm going to use some Wink of Stellar. And this is a must-have. Look at how this is going to add to this. Okay, and I'm also going to use the Wink of Stellar on my trees. I'm going to put it on the white for the snow. Karen, do you know what Wink of Stellar is? It's a must-have for any craft room. And I'll show this hopefully closer up in the camera and you'll be able to see it. Can you see the sparkle? Does it show up? And I just put a little bit down on the bottom, and I'm going to color in his buttons. Darker. And I'm also going to color his scarf in red. Gotta have the Wink of Stella, don't you, Sharon? Now this is our color lifter. And if you put color where you don't want it, or if you want to do a little bit of the, and just kind of remove, like have this color, look at how this picks the color up. It makes it look faded almost. You guys see that? Can you guys see how I did that? And then the Wink of Stella. What do you think? It will dry. It looks wet, and then but if you look at it, it's actually lifting some of the color up, so it looks a little bit more distressed. Karen, your list is growing. Yeah, Lisa, I think we have this is my favorite tag topper punch. And then we have, let me show you. Then we have the delightful tag topper punch. You see this one has a little bit more, I don't know if there's a shadow on that from the camera, but see how the design is on that? It has a little bit more wiggle. So you can see the difference. See the scallop and then the delightful. And I believe we have one new one called the Fancy tag. And what I love about these is it cuts the hole out. If you're making an actual tag, you're going to have, it's going to cut the holes out for that. They're awesome. And I know on my Christmas we'll be making, I think one week we'll do tags. We'll do some tags. Okay. So I'm going to put mine up on dimensionals. Pop mine up. Okay. And then I'm going to put him like right in front of the trees. I love the snowman, and if you guys know me, I've made some really beautiful cards with this set. You're going to see this, more of this during my 12 Weeks of Christmas series. But isn't that cute? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about tags is we all, as crafters, as stampers, we have so many scraps, and you could use these to make tags with. And so, you know, all you need, and we have some others that have different measurements within them, but this tag topper punch is the bomb. It really is. Okay, so that's the outside of mine. And then the inside, so the inside is going to be, hold on, 3 7/8 by 5 1/4, and that's actually just going to go in here. Now, what you want to be careful of, okay, depending on what your design is, when you close this up, if you're doing a saying, you want to make sure you're putting your saying underneath here that it doesn't overlap. If you look at, hang on, look at this one. I didn't quite pay attention. See how that hangs over a little bit? It's not a big deal, but you may want to be cognizant of that. So when I did this one, I made sure it was over underneath the top. So if you're putting something on the inside for a saying, make sure you go far enough to left. You can either do a pencil mark here or whatever works for you. Okay? Just a tip there. And I'm going to do snowflakes. And I'm going to do snowflakes up the side. I can find my stamp. I will. Oh, right here. And again, I'm using Misty Moonlight. I love, does anybody have this in color Misty Moonlight? Look at this, I have a brand new chamois, can you believe it? Now, another tip, before you clean your stamps off, wipe them off on your scrap, and then you save a little bit on your chamois. But look how quick and easy that is. Okay, and now I'm going to do the inside. Happy Christmas. And I'm going to make sure I do it over to the left. I really do love this stamp set. Clean, clean, clean. Okay. And then just add that to the inside of your card. Move this out of the way here. And then I'm using one of my favorite ribbons in the book is this tulle ribbon, and I just kind of thought it looked a little bit like snow, but it's easy to work with, it's easy to make bows. And this one's almost gone. Getting right to look at this. Oh. All right. Add your bow. Close it. Trim it. What do you think? I had to break out a new one myself, Sharon. I mean, I use mine for months and months, and actually mine's been used over a year. They are a really good deal. Do you like it? I love this snowman set. All right, we'll do that one. I want to show you this one. There you go. Those are the two. Which one do you like better, the moose or the snowman? Two of my favorite sets. for winter and holiday. Of course, the moose set carried over from last year. This was in our holiday book last year, and it comes with a punch. And who doesn't want a moose for Maine, right? And this set was so popular last year that we actually ran out of them, and they went on back order, and then they weren't able to be purchased for quite a while. Then they brought it back right at the end of the season, and then they decided to carry it over. And I'm really glad they did. So, I know they're both nice, aren't they, Cynthia? It's not hard to make this card. It really is not. Like I said, I just scored it first at the beginning, and for some reason came out a little bit different than the second one, so I think I'll do that next time. But I will definitely be making more of these, and I hope you like them. And if you make them, and if you're not on my World of Kelly Craft VIP Facebook group, make sure you pop over there and ask to join, and that's where we post things. After I get this video up and running on the site and I do my post work, I will post a share, and I want you guys to make sure you share your items, okay? But I want to see the cards if you make one, whether you made it tonight or whether you make them later, okay? All right, and I have another card to show you that really is simple but elegant, is kind of how I refer to it. Let me clean up here. And this is the card that I'm going to make for you. And so this card is very simple but very elegant, and I used Whisper White. Didn't do the inside on this one. Whisper White, 5.5 by 8.5, and I use Whisper White thick for the base. Okay, 5.5 by 8.5. Score it at 4 1/4, and then another piece of Whisper White. That's 4 by 5 1/4 to go on top. So it's tone on tone. Okay, so I'll put that over here. And what I did with the top layer is I embossed it, and I used the Pine Wood Planks wood embossing folder to give it some dimension, and I just absolutely love that. Do you see? Can you see it on the camera? And the other thing I used, and this is from that fern greenery set, are these beautiful hoops, gold hoops. And these are gold hoop embellishments. And Karen, they are part of the suite of that fern, the fern set. I can't remember the name of it at the top, that you just purchased. It's part of that suite, I believe. And these are really awesome to add to your collection. I'm going to show you how I use that, okay? So first thing I did was I'm going to put this on, but I'm going to actually put it on dimensionals. So just a little tip, when you're doing tone on tone, it sometimes helps if you put dimensionals under it, because it actually will show the colors more. If you see it, can you see that, as opposed to if it was just flat? So I am going to pop that up and get my dimensionals. Forever Fern, thank you, Karen. I think those gold hoops are part of that suite. So you take your 4 by 5 1/4, emboss it, and then just put it on the card. Let me make sure I have it going the right way here. Hang on. Yeah, okay. And just put it on your card base. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to put this over here. I'm going to stamp the holly, and I'm going to do that with Memento. Okay, and then I'm going to color it. And to color it, I'm going to use my blends again, and I'm going to use Mossy Meadow. Now, how I colored this one is I took the dark and I went down the veins of the leaf. Okay. And then I just did some shadowing on the inside, on part of the inside of the leaf. Then you take the light and you just blend it. And you just do circular motions, and it will actually blend the dark with the light. That's how magical these blends are. And you just go over the dark, and it will actually, and do it in circular motion, and it actually brings the light in with the dark. Okay. This is from, let me grab that for you, Christmas Gleaming. This set carried over from last year, and it has beautiful paper, and the paper also carried over from last year, and the paper that comes with it is foiled. And like I said, they don't usually carry over items, paper, but they did. And but this is a beautiful stamp set. And it comes with 2 punches. Let me show you those. So these, you get 2 of these that punch with this one, and this one goes with this one. Okay? And if you buy them together, you save 10%. So this is two of them come together, and then the stamp set as a bundle, and you save 10%. So this was one from last year. It was a favorite that carried over. Okay. You have the punches, but you didn't get the stamp set? I'm going to do the cranberries here. It's not too late, Sharon. You can still get them. Now, let me clean this. There's not a punch to cut the holly out with, but you can fussy cut it. But what I like about it is it's good size. A lot of times when we get holly stamps, they're smaller, and I really like that this one has some size to it. I actually thought I had cut an extra one out, but I don't see it here on my... How many of you like fussy cutting? You do know the trick is to move the paper, not the scissors, right? And you want to try, I'm not really all that great with it. I don't do it a lot, but you want to try to leave a little bit of the white showing if you can. Sometimes I get too close. I know some people either love fussy cutting or they hate it. Yeah, not so bad. Let me check my desk. I thought I had cut another one out. Let me go look and see if it's there. I'm gonna do another one. I don't see the, I had another one cut. I don't know what I did with it, so I'll just do another one. It's not, doesn't take a long time to do it. And just take the dark, but I love this size holly. So again, just do the veins, then come in with the light and blend. And you get the two-tone effect. We have a lot of coloring tools, but I'll tell you, the blends I use the most. Okay. And then you do your berries. This is the this is cherry cobbler. A very, very pretty red for the holidays. And then again, just cut it out. actually on the second one we only need one leaf, so that's not going to be, because if you look, I did 3 leaves on the card. Okay. Alright, almost done, guys. Some people tell me that fussy cutting is like soothing to them. Wouldn't say it's kind of soothing, but when you're used to using punches and dies to cut out your images, it's a difference. But sometimes you just have to do it to get the item that you want. There you go. All right, so on this one, you'll notice I used 3 leaves, so I just glued them together. So what I ended up doing was just cutting one of these off. So I didn't use the full thing, and I'll show you how I did that. Okay. Where's the other one? Hold on. Alright, oh, here it is. So all I did was cut one off of here, and then I just glued it over here to make it look like there's 3 leaves there. And there's like a little indent, so it was kind of easy to do it, to kind of put it right on the berries. I'm going to use glue, so a little bit of time to wiggle room here. It's going to put a little bit of glue there. Do it right there. Hold it for a second and let it. Hi, Luann. It can be hard sharing on your hands. There's no doubt. Thank you for joining, Luann. We're making this card right here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our beautiful gold ring. And what I did was I used glue dots. Okay, so let me grab my glue dots. Right here. And what I did was the glue dots are a little big, so I just kind of folded them folded them in half and just actually stuck it on the hoop. Okay? So you can roll them. It's easier to roll them while it's on the paper if you could do it that way, and then just kind of stick it. On one side. So I'm just literally think I feel one over here. And that's what I use to glue down the hoop. I'm going to do one more. You are going to want this stamp set, Sharon. And the punch, well, you got the punches, but, and check out the paper that goes with it. I can actually show you the paper after if you want. It's beautiful. Okay. So what I did was you kind of figure out where you want the hoop. And then you can just glue it down with these. And it stays on. Okay? And we're going to do the same thing with our holly. Okay? But before I do that, we need ribbon. So what I did... Let me get my ribbon, and I'm using the braided linen trim, which is in red. Okay, we have this in I don't know, crumb cake, I guess you call it, color, or standard brown color, but this is beautiful for the holidays. So I'm just going to make a bow, simple little bow. And it's easy to work with too, as you can see. Okay. Tighten that up. And what I did was I used a glue dot, okay? What would we do without our glue dots? Honestly. And I stuck that on the hoop with the glue dot. Now this one's going to have to be trimmed a little bit. There we go. Okay. Then I took the holly and I'm putting glue dots on the back, and we're going to stick that right on there as well. Love our glue dots. A must-have in the craft room. Okay, let's see. Want that going down there. There we go. Okay. Then you're going to take a scrap. I just used a scrap piece of Whisper White. And grab that. And I'm going to use the Merry Christmas, and that also is in this stamp set. Oh, you have the DSP, Sharon? Perfect. Isn't it beautiful? Let me see. Hang on. If I have a longer piece here, we'll go with this one. Isn't that a bold stamp? Alright, and then what I did was I took a scrap of DSP out of the plaid 6x6 pack. That's this one. Plaid Tidings. Love, love, love. This paper can be for holiday, it can be for fall, it can be for, it's very versatile. So that's and I just took a strip of that, and I'm going to cut out my stamp here. I'm going to leave a little bit of white. And there's your Merry Christmas. And then I took and I just flagged the end of this to put a flag on it. And anybody make flags? Know how to make flags? Freehand? The easiest way I found to do a flag is to go up the middle and then go side and side. Okay. And I'm going to put that on dimensionals. I'm going to use my minis. For that. What are you thinking so far, Karen? There we go. And I put that a little bit to the top so it kind of hangs off, just to, again, to give it a little bit more dimension. And then I'm going to put dimensionals on the back. And I'm going to pop that up. Over here. Right at the end of the ring. There we go. What do you think? Clean up my mess here. It's a very simple card to make. Not difficult at all. Do you guys like the cards? Luann, the gold hoops are in our catalog. Let me show you. I believe they're part of the fern set. I can find what page that's on. Hold on. I know what page that's on. Maybe I should just look it up. Hang on. Oh, here we go. There we go. Forever Greenery Suite, which is the Forever Ferns. That's on page 108. Love them. You get, here's the package. You get 10 in the package for $7.50. One of my favorite entire suites right here. Well, there you go, ladies. I hope you enjoyed them. Please share my video, and it helps me be able to bring free classes online. If you haven't joined or subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go to my YouTube channel. I'll have the address below the video once I post this video. I want to thank you for joining me tonight, and I look forward to starting the 12 Weeks of Christmas series on my YouTube channel next week as well. So I hope you will join me for that. Thank you, ladies. Have a good night.